In the last 24 hours, we've seen a major Bitcoin price correction of 7%. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a short time frame price analysis as well as why I think we're due for another correction at 48k. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Jess, and as the channel name suggests, I'm all about crypto, trading, and technical analysis. So if you're all about that or you'd love to learn, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel down below. Okay, so jumping straight into the video, guys, I want to quickly cover what happened on a short time frame. So this is a hourly chart for Bitcoin. I'm just using the Bitget chart just because the other one's a little cluttered right now. So this is a week-long uptrend that we were in, and it ended on the 11th of December on Monday, and we went and crashed 7%. I think it was 7%. Let's have a check. I know that this candle here was like 6%, so that was really crazy for Bitcoin. Yeah, 8% crash. All the way down to 40k, which is our level of macro support. For those who don't know, we've got a huge level of support at 38 to 40k, and our next level of resistance is at 48. So we broke this week-long uptrend, and I want to have caught this move early because I'm looking back at it now and I'm kind of seeing like a head and shoulders pattern, and I wonder if any of you guys caught it all the way up here and were just like waiting for the rest of us to get wrecked. But anyways, I thought it was like this. Regardless, it still broke, so that's fine. Yeah, a bunch of people got liquidated. If you look at the 24-hour liquidations, it was a little higher before because obviously it cycles every 24 hours. But a couple hours ago, this was like 240 million people got liquidated. Longs got liquidated in the last 24 hours. So that was crazy. But moving on from that, really, we bounced at 40k and we've still maintained our macro uptrend. So for now, everything's still looking pretty positive. And I do think that this larger macro uptrend will see us to tap 48k. We're well on our way. Like the last peak was at 44.7k, so we're only a couple $1,000s off from our target of 48k. And I want to talk to you guys today about why I think we're going to see an even bigger rejection at 48k and what that means for the bull market and what we'll see before then. Okay, so this is the chart that I really wanted to talk about today. I think it's really interesting. So this is Bitcoin, again, obviously, on a monthly chart, and everything's just on log scale. In case yours doesn't look like this, it's logged. So just to kind of shrink it and make it easier to see. And this is price action from 2013. And what I really wanted to talk about was what we've seen before our previous bull markets in reference to what is colloquially termed the dead cat bounce. That's a quick little illustration for you that I thought was really funny. But so basically what it is, right, is so we have a peak, or a huge upwards move, and then we have a downwards move followed by what's called a dead cat bounce. So that's just a temporary small surgence in upwards price movement. So here in Bitcoin, this was 2 months, this was 1 month, this was 2 months again. So, just it's a blip in the timeline, right? And so what we saw here was a dead cat bounce at 445 to 680, and then our continued bear market, right? And then we, started accumulating, people were accumulating, and it got to 685 again, monthly close below 685. We rejected from there, and we saw a rejection all the way back, very similar to the same level that dead cat bounce started. So it's not exactly the same. I think it's a couple. The bounce was at like 445 and this is at 480, but that's very close, right? And then a sustained break above that level that we bounced to, so 685 here, signaled the bull market. So again, here we have our peak, the beginning of that downwards movement, and then we have a dead cat bounce at 6,000 to 10,000, and then a continued bear market. Again, accumulation. So we saw price, it went a little bit above 10,000. We actually closed above that, but to be honest, you can kind of adjust that a little bit. We closed below this level here. So that was really like the main part of the bounce. Let's have a look. Yeah, 10,100. Yeah, so we closed a little above it, but we rejected still. Went below. We retouched around the same level. So it was around 6,000. It was around 6,700, 500. And we didn't actually have a bull market until we saw a sustained break above that 10,000 level. So I'm expecting pretty much the same thing here, to be honest, because I mean, that's what price action is, right? A lot of the times it repeats itself. So right now we're sitting above support. This support here on this chart, it's 33,700, right? And the final target for this upwards move is 48k, because that's the level of the top of the dead cat bounce. So I'm expecting rejection here all the way to touch at least around 33,700, maybe a little lower, maybe a little higher. Obviously nothing's perfect, but then a re-break of 48k and a sustained break above that level should signal the bull market. So really quickly, I just want to show you guys what that means for, on the regular Bitcoin chart where everything kind of sits, right? So this is our current level of support. This is 40k, 38k, this rectangle here. And so our final target with this 2-month uptrend that I showed you guys a little earlier is 48k, and that's our next level of resistance, right? But if we have a look on a weekly chart, so this is a much bigger frame, we're in a major macro uptrend, a lot bigger than that 2 months, and we've been in it for about a year. It started, let's say, December, September, this kind of area here. So it's been a little over a year. And this is our major macro uptrend. So this is what really matters. It's like breaking this that will signal, the bull market's not going to happen, and, etc., etc. The price is just going to keep going down. So until we break this major one, really, we're still in a very safe, normal accumulation phase. And this trend line coincides with our next level of support at 33,700. If you zoom out a little bit, you can see I've drawn in that red line, and that's that 33,700 that we saw in that other chart. So what I'm saying is, here, when we break this 2-month uptrend after rejecting from 48k, we should see a tap of 33,000 that still remains above this macro uptrend, and then a resurgence of the price above 48k before this blue line. So this blue line is kind of like a vague, I've put it in early April. Obviously I don't know when the bull market's going to be. It's suggested for April. I don't know if it's going to be the middle, the end, who knows, right? We're just hypothetically talking based on probability, based on, what we can see, because no one can see the future. But so what I'm expecting is, we're going to hold above 48k and then have our bull market upon this blue line here. And I wonder, because, there's not much time left, to be honest. There's only about a couple of months, 3 months from there to then, what kind of effect that ETF news is going to have on the price action. So maybe we might even see a rejection down here to 33,700, and then a huge move in January when that ETF gets approved to 48k. And we might even see another little rejection, to be honest, because that'll be a massive rally. We might see another little rejection to 33,700 before we see our sustained bull market. So keep your eyes peeled. I am very interested to see what is going to happen in January. But overall, at least we have our, overarching narrative, what we think is going to happen, and that is definitely a rejection at 48, even if we go a little bit higher at like 51, maybe 52. Who knows? Okay guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the video there for today. If you learned something or you like the video, feel free to click the thumb button or subscribe down below. I'll also pop in all the links for TradingView and the liquidation starter that I used today, as well as Bitget and BingX, which are 2 exchanges that I use. If you guys want 15% off, feel free to sign up below. And that is everything else I wanted to say. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye!